How you doing? My name is Leeko Beats. Yeah, so I'll be doing a beat review for the track that I dropped December 31st, 2019 called Get Out My Head, which is out on all platforms right now as well. So without no further ado, here we go. Let's get into this instrumental. So right now what I want to do for you is play a small snippet, give you a understanding, give you a little piece of what it sounds like. Right now, as you can see, I got a little filter on the sample, but I like the way that gives the muffler feel during the verses. So the original sample I used was from probably like an early 2000s track. I don't want to get too deep into that, but I'll give you a little snippet of it. I'm just gonna start that piece over. Alright, so after I grabbed that sample from a song that I liked, I split it up, chopped it up, picked my BPM, used some things like pitch and to catch my feeling as well. But don't want to get too deep into the chain that I use on it, but I try to keep things simple. The sample, this is what I did. So I put a light EQ, light filter on it. I didn't really do too much pitch bending on it as well. Like I just kept it kind of natural, and that's what I came up with, was that piece right there. I like to go through a few things that I use to help make my job easier as a producer, beat maker, and a songwriter. Mix and master engineer as well. But, okay, so the keyboard I have here is a Carbon 49 key MIDI board. I have M Audio Tascam interface. My M Audio BX5s.
What software we're using?
And I'm working off of Fruity Loop 20. With Fruity Loop, if you purchase it one time, anything you purchase, you can get a lifetime update on it. So stop downloading free versions and thinking you're gonna be Timberland. You're not. Spend some money. Okay, so here we go. Let's dive into the breakdown of Get Out My Head. Here's how I laid the sample out for Get Out My Head. That's not good. I took and I sliced the sample, switched the pitch, and this is what I came up with.
When you sliced it, where did you go in Fruity Loops to slice it?
Oh, two slugs. Okay. Okay. Here we go.
So Edison.
Yeah, I split all of my samples through Edison first, but after that is where the trickery comes in, and that's where the fun comes in. It's a couple of options you can use to slice up your sample again and put more effects on it. So what I pulled up here is the Edison. This is the full track. Edits can be found in, if you go to your mixer channel, which is this section here, all you have to do is click on one of the open slots and find it within here, like such. Now, I'm not going to get into how to drop your sample in there and all that. Like I said, you can learn that on your own. Now let's move on to the drums. And the first thing I added to the sample was a kick. Why? I don't know, but I just wanted to hear the hit of it. So this is the pattern I came up with. And I'll show you what I did on my effects chain as well. Nothing major, just simplistic. I just wanted some bounce. So that was the first thing, the kick. And what I did with the kick was I just put a light compression on it and added an EQ. You don't have to go crazy. You don't need no reverb on your kick. You don't need a lot of craziness.
Where did you find that compression?
The compression, same place. Once you get into your mixer, then you just pick a slot. But like I said, you want things to be in order. Some people use compression first, some people use EQ. I switch it up how I do it. I go off feeling. So, but if I wanted to add another compression or EQ, I just go to the next slot and I pick my plug-in, like such.
Nice.
But you want to make sure that you have everything you need in proper order, because if you don't have your plugins in the proper order, it's going to mess up your sound. And you're going to wonder why it sounds like shh. But here we go. Next, I have a clap. There we go. I got to remind myself. Next, we have a clap. Okay, so what I did with the clap, very simple. Just ran through it. Simple beat, nothing crazy.
So how did you contract the clap?
I didn't contract the clap. Fruity Loops contracted the clap. I just put it on there. He's a comedian. You got me on that one. Ding. On to the snare. With the snare, I played a little. I think I played. Let me see. I might have played. I did nothing. I didn't put a snare behind the clap this time. Usually I do to like layer, because layering gives a good full rich sound. So, but I didn't do it on this one because it wasn't necessary, because the vibe didn't ask for it. So basically what I used was just a regular pretty hard snare that I got from one of my beat packs. You want to buy drum kits as well too. Don't be using the free ones. They sound like shh. Leave your legacy.
So I got a question, Leeko.
Okay.
When you pick your kicks and you pick your claps and everything, do you just point with the mouse and just click it in, or you put it in by clicking it, or you can use your keyboard to put those in?
I can use the MIDI, but I use my mouse to click in everything, because
Okay.
I get full control over what I want. Because if you use the MIDI, then you're gonna have a slight delay. Then you have to go back in and slide them to make them drop in right where you want it. So instead of having to go back and do that, I just do it first.
Cool.
So I found that doing it with the mouse, you can get pretty accurate. So that was the snare. I need to go there. And here's another clap that I put behind the kick. This is different. People don't do that. Now, if I play this with the kick, then what you will get is, let me see if I can get y'all a sample right quick. Okay, so here's the a little snippet of it with the kick, with that clap, that hard clap behind the kick, but you have to EQ it to make it fit. I love music.
That's nice.
That's crazy.
That's nice.
You have to give it some texture. I could have compressed it and made it rugged, but I kind of liked it that it was almost like a we will rock you type of clap with a snare in it. We'll go with that.
Though. I like that.
Yeah.
Give it some texture.
Give it a little crunch, something you can feel. You can control a lot of things by volume. Instead of over EQing and over compressing, control things, do it lightly and then control it with the volume of it. And let it sit in the mix real nice. Okay, what I did next was I incorporated my hi-hats. And this is what I came up with. Let's get to the piano roll right quick.
Man, one thing I'm noticing about how you put this beat together, man, is you didn't overdo anything.
No.
Like everything is just, I could tell you strategically placed it. It's simple, but it don't sound simple. Like if when I hear it, it sounds like it's hard. Like it's a lot of. It seems more busy than it actually is.
When you take percussions and drum instruments and blend them together, but with simplicity, it's gonna make it sound like it's a whole lot of movement, but which is really not. It's an illusion.
Very nice.
Yeah, the illusion. Okay. At the end of every 4-bar loop, I added a hi-hat, open hi-hat. Nothing major, just at the end. Something simple. On to the next. It doesn't take a lot to come up with a good sound. It really doesn't. I go off feeling though, feeling and vibe. I tried. Don't take this the wrong way. I try not to listen to a lot of people's music, but I listen to a lot of people's music. But I try to listen to mine most, so I can think creatively from my own heart and from my own mind.
That makes sense.
And here's a nice little dope cymbal, ride cymbal that I got out of the Superstar O pack. Shout out to Superstar O. That's like one of the best producers, for real. Good cat. And here's the sound of this. Okay, so that was the open cymbal ride, which it's kind of, it doesn't really sound like a ride cymbal, but it's kind of like digital, but I like it. It's dope. It's got a nice little sound on it. I have a cartoon buzzer FX for this piece right here. So what I did is just put one. I put it in one time. You don't need to do a whole lot. That's it. You don't have to do a whole lot. Just put it in there for some, give it some
placement.
Up. Yeah, something different.
Hey, 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 hey.
Pretty dope. On the EQ side of that, all I did was light compression again and an EQ. Because most of the sounds that you buy that are high quality are already been mixed and mastered, but you still want to fix it to fit what you got. I added one more, I added an O. It's a Vox as well. The other one was an A. This is an O. So that's the next one. Yeah, so I just sat this like right on top of it.
It goes back to texture, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel real privileged, man. We getting a sneak peek into Leeko's mind right now. Just like your musical philosophy, man.
Yes. The last thing I added was sub, 808 sub. And those are sitting right on the same track with the kick. I mixed those together. So here's the sound for that. And for EQing and what I did on the mix channel for the sub, all I did was the same. I used I didn't put any compressor on it because I already was hitting pretty good, but so I just EQ'd it and put a limiter on it. I had to limit the kick to the 808 so we can have it cut through the sub so it gives it its own space in the frequency. Which, now, I can explain that shortly. What you want to do is click on the kick. You're going to go down here. I'll do it over here on 17 and 16. So if your kick is on 17 and your sub is on 17, you're going to click on 17. Right click this, click right here. Hold up. Right click on 16 and select side chain to this track. Now, what this is going to do, I'll put a sub up here just to show an example. All right, let me grab me a kick so I can show y'all what I'm talking about. Oh, okay. Now that I got those, we're gonna put this on 16 right here. Beside it, you can put it here. You can also change the track you want to put it on in the mixer here. You can also highlight these two with the left click. Come here, right click and channel routing, and route select the channels from starting from this track, and it'll place them in there. Okay, so here's my kick. It's already side chained to the sub. So what I want to do, which I didn't put any compression on this kick this time. So what I did, I just started with an EQ. I EQ'd it the way I wanted it, and I dropped a limiter right up under it. This is all on the sub because we got the kick running there, okay? So when you get your limiter on your 808, what you want to do is come in here to the side chain, and your kick will be in here because you already side chained. So band underscore kick, that's the kick I was using for this piece right here. So what we want to do is turn the knee all the way up and turn the ratio all the way up, and play with the threshold until you get the sound you want. So I just wanted to explain how to get that kick to cut through that 808 so it don't fight for space. Mm-hmm. But now I'm trying to figure out how to do it. Okay, I can just put this. Okay, pay no attention to these up here. Okay, whatever. So now we got our kick sitting on top of the sub. Now, this is the sound you're gonna get with that. It's kind of rough. Let me turn it down a little bit. Now you hear it, that doesn't sound good at all. Well, let me drop the sub down as well too, because that's probably the problem. All right. Now, what you hear is a bunch of two instruments fighting for one frequency. Now I've side chained this to the sub. Now I got the limiter on the sub. Why is my sub so daggone low? Okay. Okay. But what you can see right here, every time I push play, what this kick is doing is digging all the way down. This limiter is causing the kick to dig all the way down and cut through the sub so it doesn't have to fight for space. So it kind of like moves the sub out the way. But that's the whole point for that. But that's pretty much it. Nothing complicated at all. Simplistic is my key. And I go deeper from there. So basically, if I'm going to build a house, I start correctly with the foundation first. Take my time, and then I go. Some things happen in 5 minutes, some things happen in 50 minutes. No, don't put no time limit on your creativity. The quick controls to move them to the mixer.
Yeah, well, when you said at first you put the sub was up, you said you need to lower your sub, but you just, it's like you did 1 or 2 clicks and it was moved. You just highlighted it in red and it was moved.
Oh, yeah. There's a bunch of quick controls actually. When you go through Fruity Loop, instead of just clicking on the word, look to the side. It's going to give you a quick control. And that'll help you with your time, too, as well. So, say, for instance, I go here. I want to put the flex 1 and flex 2. You can put them on separate tracks, or you can put them on the same track at the same time. So, what I do is I left-click, hold it, and highlight the ones I want. I go to the mixer and I push right click. I go to channel routing. If I want these 2 VSTs on one track, then I'm going to push route selected channels to this track. To put them side by side on separate tracks, then you're going to use route selected channels starting from this track. And that's pretty much it on that. But that is a quick thing to know. And it's a good thing to know because it helps with your time, for real. Like, you won't be trying to put everything in the mixer one at a time. But
cool. Well, I want to say thanks again, man. It's time for me to listen to some tracks for my saxophone album. We're gonna say goodbye because I want to listen to some more of his music and spend some money with him.
LYL, baby, leave your legacy.